Hey, what's going on? This is David Brooks, the Cadillac Counselor. Just reaching out to you one more time just to let you know what's going on in my world and the world around us. So, if you want to keep up with me, make sure that you follow me on YouTube. Check out my Instagram and on Facebook, where I do some lives on there too. So, first thing off is I just want to talk to you guys about what's going on with Bubba Wallace. I was watching the TV and I was watching all of the things that were going on. And what I want to explain to you guys is kind of what the big picture was with what was going on during the race the other day. The one thing that I saw was, and that I give kudos to, is the amount of support that was going on on the track. Just to see NASCAR on a different level than what has been seen. We have to understand NASCAR started out in the South. It's always been about the South. And for me, I understand where the Confederate flag would come from. But I think what the issue is going on in our world right now is that we have a heightened level of insecurities about race, about things going on in the world. And so what's happened is what I've noticed is that whenever people looked at, we're starting to see a lot of knee-jerk reactions, and that's what's the problem. So NASCAR jumped in, they banned it, took the flag down, and so now you're having people upset about the Confederate flag, which is a distraction. And so with that, we noticed that the day before the race, we saw that a noose was put into Bubba Wallace's area. And so when we look at that, we know that there's no way that anyone else can get involved in that situation, because where that noose was placed, no one can get to it except for someone that has official rights to be in there from NASCAR. So when we think about that, when we look at all those people that followed him and pushed his car down the track, I believe there was probably about 80% of them that were really with him, and I believe that there was about 20% that had to follow along because they didn't want to look bad. And so for that reason, those are the things that I'm noticing. But I do give kudos to NASCAR for making it an issue. I just think they shouldn't have made it a knee-jerk reaction. Second thing is I love to see Petty. I love to see Earnhardt. A lot of Johnson stepping in and really taking hold. These people have a really big push, a really big following in NASCAR. And one of the things that I heard the other day about Earnhardt that just amazed me was that he talked about his father having an employee that was black that came to his house when he was when Junior was a little boy. He said that one of the employees saw the Confederate flag in a picture, and he said that he never did realize how much that affected his employee that he loved very much, so he took the picture down. And he said that he's never had a Confederate flag in his house ever since that day. And so for me, we know that there are people that NASCAR is not all bad. NASCAR is not all just about the Confederate flag. But if you look at what happened on the outside of that stadium, there was a lot of different type of things going on. And one thing that I heard that Trump said that kind of put a little ear is that he said his silent supporters. And so I'm really wondering who these silent supporters are. And I think that some of these silent supporters are some of these people who are ultimately not talking about politics, not doing anything. They're not polling right now. They're not part of any of that. And I think right at the election, they come out strong and they vote hard. So with me, I just want things to be done without hate. I want NASCAR to be done without hate. And I just want people to stop the knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reactions don't work. And whenever we see our community and our nation start knee-jerking and just start yanking stuff down and tearing history up, we have to understand history. We are from our history. If we throw everything away, how are we ever going to teach our children and grandchildren about the true essence of who we are and where we came from? And if you look at Maryland is a really good example. Look at the flag. Do studying on the flag. The reason why it has two different colors is because Maryland was split within the way they felt about slavery. And so what they did was they meshed those two things together to make a beautiful flag that represents the the fact that they were split, and they keep the history alive. And as long as we keep the history alive, we can teach. But if we're not teaching, then that's the problem. And so for me, whenever I see someone like that guy Tatum that talks on YouTube, and you got to check him out. He said the other day that he's never met someone that's racist, and he worked on the police force, and he never saw anybody do anything that was out of race. He said he's never experienced racism as a black man. I just don't believe that. There's no way that you can be black in America and never see race on any level. And if he is on YouTube talking about he's never seen racism, what else is he lying about? Because there's something that, like, I get the propaganda, I get wanting to get likes and subscribers, but let's be real. Let's be real with the people and talk about real issues. The real issues are, we have a problem in our world, in our community, and if we don't stand up and speak it as being real, and we keep acting like it's not, that is going to be the problem. And I don't want to see this keep going in our community. So my thing is you are the one that can change this. You are the one that can see. When you see it, you say it. And if you see someone that is being prejudiced or being racist or being discriminative, bullying, any of those things, you say it and you speak out of it, because we want to see life without hate. So, hey, hashtag make it great without hate, and that's all it's about. So keep following me, like me, check out some of my other videos, and that's what it's all about. So love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and tune in with me the next time. Thank you. Bye. Cadillac Counselor. During the